everybody, I'm back with another video. Today we're looking at how to make your own overlays for your YouTube videos or in-game videos, whatever you're doing. They're just fun to do. I saw my production value was looking kind of crappy, so I thought I'd step my game up a little bit, and this is a good start. As you can see, I've got them all set up as just basic 3D objects, and it's a pretty simple technique. It's just simple animations. So you're going to open up Blender, start a new file. We're going to delete everything, hit Shift A, select text, then hit Tab to go into edit mode and put in whatever text you're wanting. Just going to go for a subscribe on this one. Hit Tab to get out of edit mode, and then we're going to hit Shift A again, go to Mesh, go to Cube. We're going to scale it on the X axis by hitting S and then X, and just pull your mouse away. We're then going to select our text, and we're going to change our view by hitting 3, hit G to move, Z for the axis, and then just move it up. Select it again, hit S to scale it. And we're just going to center it, put it in a nice spot so it looks alright. I'm going to go over here to the Materials tab and change the surface type to Emission so it has a nice glow to it. Change the color to whatever you want. I'm going to hit Z and go to Render just to check it out, and then we're going to also select our cube and give it a material color as well. Then I'm going to add another cube. We're going to scale that up, and then we're going to change this one to Holdout. As you can see, it's just gray right now, but if we go up here into our render settings, pop down to Film, and just select Transparent, that essentially makes anything that it is occluding invisible. And that's how we get that nice little swipe effect. So I'm going to hit G to move it, and then S to scale it back down, and have it be a little bit bigger than my base tab there. Then going to zoom in on it by hitting the decimal point, hit Tab to go into edit mode. I'm going to go into wireframe, that's Z, drag over to wireframe, and then B, box select. I'm going to select these right here and then hit E to extrude, drag them over just a little bit, and then hit it wherever you like. Now this is going to be a visible chunk here. Now I'm going to hit B to box select again, select all those guys. Go down to Material, hit plus to add a new one, and then select our black material that our cube is made of. Make sure you hit Assign while it's in edit mode. Then with these selected, I'm going to hit R to rotate and hit -30 degrees to rotate it, give it a nice angle. Then to balance it out, we're going to box select these points right here and then scale them, then move them up on the Y-axis in this case. And for the point select, just hit 1 on the number pad up top. We're going to select this guy, move him down with G. Again, I'm hitting Y after G to make sure it's locked to that axis. Alright, now we pop back into edit mode, and we have this nice sharp little diagonal effect. I'm going to extrude this. So we'll grab these points back in edit mode and then drag them out like that, just so we make sure everything gets covered. And then Tab to get back out of edit mode. Alright, now we're going to add in a new object. That's going to be a camera, and this is how we're going to overlay things. I'm going to hit G6 just to back it up a little bit. GZ6, I apologize. And then we're going to grab all of our objects and just scale them down. Remember, what you're looking at here is your screen overlay, so you don't want that text gigantic covering everything up. We're just going to stick it in the bottom left-hand corner right there. And if I hit F12 to render, you see it pops up right there, looking pretty good. Alright, now for the fun part, the animation. I'm going to select our cube with the holdout material, and then down here, make sure you have this pulled up, I'm going to select a finish frame for it to be like this, and then I'm going to hit I and select location. I'm going to hit Shift and then the left key to move back to the first frame and just cover everything up. I'm going to do that by hitting G and then X and just moving it to the left, and then again I'm going to hit I, location. and that gives us this keyframe animation. Now you see our actual text is not getting covered up, so I'm just going to make sure to move that down on the z-axis a little bit so that our holdout cube actually covers that up. Alright, now what we can do to give this a nice hold and then a loop is just select our last frame, hit Shift D to duplicate, drag it over a few frames, and then do the same thing with our first frame and it will create a loop. And again, my text is still not disappearing properly. I didn't move it down enough. There we go. Now, say we want to have two sets of text. We're going to have our text selected and just repeat what we did with our box. So right here at frame 70, I'm going to insert a keyframe location. And then just one frame over, I'm going to keyframe that off screen. Then I'm going to add in a new text element. That's Shift A down to text. Type in whatever you like. Pun intended. Gonna again add our material and just make it the same material as our other text. Want some consistency. We'll drop it right here, and this will be the frame that our subscribe is off frame, so it's just cut off of the image there. So we'll just go right back to that frame and insert a keyframe for our like text. Actually, right before we'll insert a keyframe for our like text, and then one frame over and put it where we want it for its finished point. Now we're again just going to take this and drag it out so that it has a second pass. So you just take your in frame, drag it forward so it sticks a little bit, and then you'll see you basically have built a little sequence here, and you can just copy these chunks over. Again, that's Shift D with them selected, and then move them to where you want. And this is going to cause that effect to repeat twice so that it gives us the first text and then the second text. And you could do this however many times you want, or obviously alter your colors and style. There we go. Subscribe, like. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now, another thing we're going to do is parent this to an empty. So I'm going to add in an empty circle, rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis so we can see it, and just center it on our effect here. This just allows us to be able to move our effect independently in case we want to move it somewhere else or even add extra animation to it. You're going to select all of your objects just like you did before, and then make sure you select your new empty circle last, hit Control P and select object. Now whenever we grab this and hit G and move it around, you'll see that it is one effect, and we're able to scale it, we're able to move it wherever we want. It is pretty handy. Alright, as far as rendering, best way I've found to do it so far is just match your in frame right here to whenever you want your looped animation to end. As I said, you can stick it wherever you like. It's pretty handy. And I do most of my editing in Blender because I'm a crazy person. I like to do as much as I can with Blender. So for me, the best call is going to be to render this out into PNG format. And the cool thing about this is it's a template, so you can take this and extrapolate your effects. You can change your text into whatever you like. You can adjust your colorations. You can add in extra imagery to do a whole bunch. Basically, the starting effects that I showed at the beginning of the video, I did all those in a day or two of just messing around with this. Alright, so you want to render that out, and I rendered it out into individual frames. So in the video sequence editor, I'm just going to select add image or image sequence, and then I'm going to go and select all of the images that we just rendered out. Hit Control F12 to render, by the way. Now let's toss it in as a video file, which is pretty handy. You just want to make sure it's on top of your other videos, and obviously you may be using a different format, but this should apply wherever. As you can see, it lines up just fine. You can stick it wherever you want. And if you want to increase your pause times, you can just go into where you rendered your frames and just grab the pause points that you want and drag those into your project. And then you can just stick them wherever you like and then adjust that pause to however much time that you like. So it's pretty convenient. Granted, this was a little bit more work than like downloading a free template thing or something like that, but I like making this stuff myself. I get an enjoyment out of it. I don't think I need to ask you to like, share, and subscribe. I'm pretty sure the video's told you enough. I hope you guys have a good one. If you need any help with this or you run into any trouble, let me know down in the comments section. Hope you have a good one. Bye.